And tonight we welcome back a familiar face. As you know, Heather Brown was on maternity leave after having her little girl Riley back in May.
And during that time, she and her husband thought a lot about childcare and how parents handle it. So tonight she wanted to know, who is caring for our kids? Good question. Heather, it's great to see you.
Yes,
how are you?
back.
I'm great. Riley's great, and we're knocking on every piece of wood in this building that little girl continues to give us some sleep. Now, we're very lucky. My husband and I, we have family that can help us out, but this is something that many parents worry about. For kids under the age of 5, the average time in childcare is 36 hours a week. In Minnesota, that can get pricey. 14 grand a year for an infant in formal daycare. It's just about the same as going to the U.
Oh, welcome back.
Thank you.
After 12 weeks of this, I was a little relieved.
Did you cry?
Yeah.
I cried.
Yeah.
To find my feelings the first day back
I was devastated. I cried the entire day until I got back to him.
seemed pretty normal.
I cried when I dropped him off because I was sad. And then I cried when I picked him up because he didn't want to come home.
Okay, good. You're making me feel better.
According to the census, most parents work outside of the home. Just under 1/3 stay at home, and it's still mostly moms.
I had three little girls. I didn't want to miss a minute of it.
We kind of made that decision based on the fact that, childcare is pretty expensive.
But when parents with kids under 5 are employed,
Sometimes work is easier than being at home.
they turn to relatives, 26%.
My parents are home with my kids right now, even though they're teenagers.
Grandparents make up the majority of those caregivers, followed by siblings, which I've already found makes it a little easier to request pictures throughout the day.
She's with my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law, so she's in good hands.
Yeah, she is.
Organized daycare like a center or preschool comes in second at 25%, followed by parents, 22%, who juggle their schedules. After that, home daycares are at 10%, and about 3% of families have someone who comes to their home.
Does it get easier after the first day?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Kindergarten, I cried. First grade, I cried. Second grade, I cried.
It does get easier, but it's a different kind of easy.
But you'll be okay.
And of course, most parents patch together all these different types of childcare. Now, over the last 3 decades, childcare costs have increased 70%. And while percentage-wise fewer families are using in-home daycares, more are turning to relatives. So you were like the mom, cried at first grade, cried at
first
second grade.
Yeah, still I'll cry when he goes to high school, and yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think it's really normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
And
too.
things have
hard.
gone well for you then? You were okay today? You cried a little?
A little bit, but I got over it, got over the hump, and everyone says the next day will be
It get
easier
easier?
and easier and easier.
Good.
So.
And your mother-in-law, did she cry or was she okay
Yeah,
today?
yes, no, nobody else cried,
Okay,
just me.
good,
No.
good. Glad
Well,
she made
welcome
it.
back.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
great to see you, Heather.
Nice to be back.
If you have a good question for us, you can email Heather by going to WCCO.com/links.